Today is a Saturday, September 30, 2023. Russia-Ukraine War, Rundown of Key Occasions, Day 584. As the conflict enters its 584th day, these are the principal improvements. NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg said on a visit to Kyiv that Ukrainian powers are slowly making strides in their counteroffensive against Russian powers. Each meter that Ukrainian powers recapture is a meter that Russia loses, he said in a joint public interview with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. Russia said it obliterated 11 Ukrainian robots short-term in an assault that saw one battle drone drop explosives on a power substation, cutting a neighborhood power supply in Russia's Kursk district. Russian President Vladimir Putin marked a protestation setting out his country's normal fall induction campaign, which will see 130,000 individuals called up for legal military help. Overgrown-up men in Russia are anticipated to do a year-long military help between the periods of 18 and 27 or similar medication while seeking advanced education. Russia's State TASS News Association revealed that another Russian induction charge will incorporate the four Moscow-attached sections of Ukraine: Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson, and Zaporizhia. The takeoff of recruits from assortment focuses will start on October 16, and every individual will be supposed to serve for quite a long time, TASS said. Putin commended Russian detainees who had kicked the bucket battling in Ukraine, saying they had completely vindicated themselves in death. Be that as it may, they gave their lives for the homeland, and completely vindicated themselves, Putin said. Putin has entrusted Andrei Troshev, a previous helper of late Wagner boss Yevgeny Prigozhin, to regulate volunteer warrior units in Ukraine. The UK Service of Safeguard said that many warriors previously connected with the Wagner gathering have likely redeployed back to Ukraine. Pavel Felgenhauer, a tactical expert, said Russia needs previous Wagner warriors in Ukraine powers, yet they probably don't have any desire to work under the order of Russia's Service of Guard. Military Guide. NATO's Jens Stoltenberg said he was sure that Poland would track down ways of tending to political conflicts with Ukraine without influencing support for Kyiv's battle against Russia. Ukraine's Service of Protection posted a message via web-based entertainment communicating fortitude with Poland. The post read, Ukraine-Poland. Together we're powerful, was accompanied by a video and emojis of the flags of the two nations shaking hands. Swiss unfamiliar clergyman Ignazio Cassis said his nation intends to fund a fourth of the mine freedom tasks required in Ukraine. Switzerland intends to give $100 million of the $400 million Kyiv has said it requires to eliminate the mines from its region. Local security. Romania will get air protection frameworks nearer to its towns across the Danube stream from Ukraine and is adding more military perception presence and watches on the area. Russian robots have been going after Ukraine's grain offices on the Danube inverse Romanian domain consistently with reports of robot flotsam and jetsam arriving inside Romania. 7 European Association nations have requested ammo under a milestone EU obtainment plan to gain critically required ordnance shells for Ukraine and recharge their own drained stocks. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said Moscow is annoyed about the primers of extra neighborhood players turning out to be more special in the Afghan title. Diplomacy. The Bound Together Space's odd Pastor James definitely said the UK will not consider Russia's cases to be a Ukrainian locale. He said Crimea, Zaporizhia, Donetsk, Luhansk, and Kherson are Ukrainian regions. Hungarian top state leader Viktor Orban said extremely challenging inquiries should be replied to before the EU starts participation converses with Ukraine. The EU is booked to choose in December whether to permit Ukraine to start promotion talks. Promotion talks require the consistent support of each of the 27 individuals. Help. The top of the European Bank for Reproduction and Improvement, EBRD, said the association gave €1.2 billion, $1.3 bn, up until this point this year to assist with funding the remaking of Ukraine. Sanctions. The UK forced resource freezes and travel restrictions on authorities in the added Ukrainian areas of Zaporizhia, Kherson, Donetsk, and Crimea as a feature of its more extensive approvals against Russia. Russia's Crises Serve, Alexander Kurenkov, and the Secretary of the Russian Focal Political Decision Commission, Natalia Alexeyevna Budarina, were added to the UK's assents list. Switzerland embraced further authorises connected with Iran's robot conveyances to Russia, in accordance with EU measures. Designated monetary and travel sanctions against individuals and elements associated with Iran's robot program are currently set up. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz and the heads of 5 focal Asian countries have sworn to collaborate intently on sanctions in a painstakingly phrased explanation that didn't explicitly name Russia. The declaration came after Scholz met with the heads of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, and Tajikistan in Berlin. Norway said Russian-enrolled traveler vehicles will never again be permitted to enter its region beginning 1 week from now. Norway has a 198 km long, 123 mile long, line in the cold with Russia. Sport. Competitors from Russia and Belarus can contend as neutrals at the following year's Paris Paralympics Games. The competitors can contend, however, with practically no public images, like insignias, banners, and songs of devotion. German parasport boss Julius Bucher pummeled the International Paralympic Committee's, IPC, choice to permit Russian and Belarusian competitors to contend as neutrals in Paris 1 year from now. There is still fighting going on. More horrible than previously. Governmental issues. A Russian blogger was detained for 8.5 years after a court guaranteed he posted fake news about Moscow's antagonism in Ukraine. Alexander Nozdrinov, 38, who ran a little YouTube channel, was caught in WOC 2022 after experts faulted him for posting a photo of crushed structures through electronic diversion. Financial aspects. Russia's yearly financial plan spending on adjusting its state obligation will beyond twofold to 3.32 trillion rubles, $34 billion, between now and 2026 in the midst of Moscow's conflict in Ukraine, draft financial plan reports showed. Russia might present shares on a broad fuel sends out in the event that a total product boycott forced last week doesn't cut down tenaciously high gas and diesel costs for Russians, the country's delegate state leader Alexander Novak said. Thanks for watching and subscribing to the channel.